Dark, suspenseful synth music begins and fades to the background. Just, turn a blind eye. You've said it. You've heard it. A small, harmless phrase for ignoring something you'd rather not deal with. A boss's mistake, a friend's white lie, a problem that seems too big to solve. But like a beautiful building with a rotten foundation, the origin of this phrase isn't harmless at all. It wasn't born in an office or a quiet home. It was forged in the deafening roar of cannon fire, amidst splintering wood, salt water, and blood. To find the truth, we must travel back to 1801. The Napoleonic Wars are tearing Europe apart. Britain stands alone, its very survival depending on its powerful royal navy. But a league of northern countries, led by Denmark, threatens to choke off their trade routes. A British fleet is sent to break the Danish stronghold at Copenhagen. The man in command is Admiral Sir Hyde Parker. Cautious. By the book. But his second in command, he was a different beast entirely. His name was Vice Admiral Horatio Nelson. A living legend. A national hero. But he was a man physically broken by war. He'd lost most of the sight in his right eye, and he'd lost his right arm in previous battles. Yet, his spirit was ferocious, aggressive, and utterly unbreakable. The Battle of Copenhagen was chaos. A brutal, close-quarters slugging match. Danish ships and shore batteries pounded the British fleet. From his flagship, miles away from the worst of the fighting, Admiral Parker grew nervous. The battle seemed to be going badly. He believed his men were being slaughtered for nothing. So, he made a decision. At 1:30 p.m., Parker gave the order. He raised signal flag number 39. The command was simple. Unmistakable. Discontinue the action. Retreat. On the deck of his ship, in the heart of the firestorm, Nelson was told about the signal. His officers saw it. His flag lieutenant reported the order. But Nelson knew he was winning. Retreat now would mean a catastrophic defeat. To obey the order was to fail his country. And here, in this moment of crisis, history was made. Nelson turned to his flag captain and scoffed. "You know," he said, "I have only one eye, I have a right to be blind sometimes." And then he did it. He lifted his telescope, not to his good eye, but to his blind, sightless right eye. He pressed it firmly into the socket and declared for all to hear, "I really do not see the signal." This was not just ignoring an order. This was career suicide. An act of shocking, blatant insubordination that could have seen him court-martialed and disgraced. But Nelson's gamble paid off. He continued the fight and smashed the Danish fleet, securing a pivotal victory for Britain. His act of defiance became legendary. He wasn't punished, he was celebrated. The man who pretended not to see, became the hero who saw the path to victory. And his clever, audacious excuse, turning his blind eye to the telescope, entered our language forever. So the next time you hear someone say they'll turn a blind eye, remember where it came from. It's not about passive ignorance. It's about a conscious, deliberate choice to defy reality for a strategic goal. A choice born from the mind of a one-eyed, one-armed admiral in the middle of a terrifying battle, who bet everything on pretending he couldn't see. Music swells. The darkest truths are often hiding in the words we use every day. If you want to hunt down more of them, you know what to do. Subscribe, and never look at the world the same way again. I'm the Dark Trivia Hunter. See you in the shadows.